Imagine waking up 50,000 years ago. The sun is disappearing behind the mountains. The air is getting colder. A weak fire is slowly dying in front of you. Around that fire sit a few humans, tired, hungry, and hoping they survive one more night. There are no cities, no countries, no laws, no armies, no one coming to save you. The only thing standing between your family and death is your ability to survive. Because back then, every single day was a battle against hunger, a battle against the freezing cold, a battle against predators hiding in the darkness. But then, one day, something happened that changed humanity forever. A group of humans appeared in the distance. At first, you feel relief because they are human. They have fire. They have tools. They understand your struggle. They are just like you. But then, someone notices something. They are walking toward your hunting area, toward your water source, toward the place your children depend on. And suddenly, the feeling changes. The same creature that looked familiar a moment ago now looks dangerous. Someone grabs a weapon, someone steps forward. And for the first time in human history, a human looks at another human and thinks, maybe they are the enemy. And that single thought may have created the first war. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans were not the strongest creatures on Earth. We were not the fastest. We were not the biggest. We were not the most physically powerful. A lion was stronger. A mammoth was bigger. A storm was unstoppable. Nature did not care about human dreams. A single mistake could end everything. A failed hunt, a broken tool, a freezing night without enough fire, a hungry child waiting for food. Life was not easy. Life was survival. So how did humans survive in a world that wanted them gone? Not because we were powerful, because we worked together. Humans shared food, protected the weak, taught each other, passed knowledge from one generation to the next. The fire was not just warmth, it was the place where humans became something different. Around that fire, we created stories, we created memories, we created connection. Humans learned one important lesson. Together, we are stronger, but that same ability, the ability to create a group, would eventually create one of the darkest parts of human history. Because the moment humans learned who belonged, they also learned who did not. For a long time, scientists believed war came much later. They believed ancient humans were mostly peaceful. The idea was simple. War appeared after civilization, after humans started farming, after they settled in one place, after they collected resources. Because once humans had something valuable, there was something worth fighting for. Land, food, power, control. But then something strange happened. Archaeologists discovered evidence that changed everything. Deep beneath the earth, they found ancient human remains, bones carrying signs of violence, injuries that were not caused by animals, marks showing deliberate attacks, stone weapons that had entered human bodies. These people were not killed by nature. They were not victims of a predator. They were victims of other humans. And suddenly, a terrifying possibility appeared. Maybe humans did not learn violence after creating civilization. Maybe violence was already inside us, before civilization even existed. But why? Why would humans attack their own species? Why would a creature that depended on cooperation suddenly turn against itself? The answer may be hidden in the oldest human instinct, survival. Imagine a small human group thousands of years ago. They live near a river. That river gives them everything: water, animals, plants, life. Every child in that group depends on that river. Every elder depends on that river. Their future depends on that river. Then one morning, another group appears. They are tired. They are hungry. They are searching for the same thing. They are not monsters. They are not evil. They are humans, just like them. But now there is a problem. Two groups, one resource, one fear. And fear changes everything, because the human brain is designed to protect what keeps us alive. A stranger is no longer just a stranger. A stranger can become a possible danger. And this is where humanity's darkest pattern begins. The creation of us and them. Humans are incredibly good at creating connections. We can love people we have never met. We can build communities. We can sacrifice ourselves for others. But we also have another ability. We can separate. We can create invisible walls. We can decide, these are my people, and those are not. And once the brain creates that difference, something dangerous happens. Because humans rarely hurt others simply because they are different. They hurt others after convincing themselves that the other side is a threat. But the first wars were probably not fought for glory. There were no kings, no emperors, no armies searching for fame. The first conflicts were much simpler. A place to survive, a place to sleep, a source of food, a safer future. And this is what makes the story uncomfortable. Because thousands of years later, the reasons have changed very little. The world became more advanced, but human emotions remained ancient. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. The first weapon humans created was not made from stone, it was made from imagination. Because humans can imagine things that are not happening yet. A future danger, a possible enemy, a coming threat. This ability made humans incredible. It allowed us to plan, to create, to build, to survive, but it also created a dangerous possibility. Sometimes we fear something before it even happens. Sometimes we create enemies before they become enemies. This ability changed everything because humans did not just fight with weapons. They fought with ideas. Ideas about identity, ideas about belonging, ideas about who deserves trust. And once an idea becomes powerful enough, people can fight for it. People can die for it. People can destroy others because of it. Look at human history. Small tribes became villages. Villages became cities. Cities became nations. Nations built armies. And thousands of years later, the same ancient psychology remained. The weapons became more advanced. The battles became bigger. But the emotions stayed the same. Fear, protection, identity, the need to belong, the need to defend our side. But maybe the most fascinating part is this. The same human brain that created war also created everything beautiful about humanity. The people who could fight could create music. The people who created weapons could create homes. The people who feared strangers could sacrifice themselves to save strangers. Humans are a contradiction. We are capable of incredible kindness and unimaginable destruction. Both exist inside the same mind. Maybe the first war was not the moment humans became violent. Maybe it was the moment humans became powerful enough to shape the world. Because war requires something unique. Understanding. You have to understand another person's actions. You have to predict their decisions. You have to organize. You have to communicate. The same intelligence that helped humans create civilization also helped humans create conflict. Our greatest strength became our greatest danger. And maybe that is why this story still matters. Because this is not really about ancient humans. It is about us. Thousands of years later, humans still face the same questions. Who belongs? Who can be trusted? Who is dangerous? Where do we draw the line between us and them? Because the battlefield changed, but the conflict inside the human mind remained. Today, humans can do things our ancestors could never imagine. We can travel across the planet, explore space, create artificial intelligence, change the environment around us. We have become the most powerful species Earth has ever seen. But there is a terrifying question. Did our technology evolve faster than our emotions? Because inside every modern human, there is still the mind of an ancient survivor, a mind built to protect, a mind built to fear, a mind built to choose sides. Maybe the oldest war in history was never really between two groups. Maybe it was between two sides of humanity itself. The side that fears and the side that understands. The side that divides and the side that connects. The side that destroys and the side that creates. So, when did humans start fighting each other? Maybe it happened when the first human saw another human approaching and felt fear instead of curiosity. Maybe it happened when survival became more important than trust. Maybe it happened when we learned the difference between my people and others. But the most disturbing answer is this. Humans did not create war because we were monsters. We created war because we were human. A species powerful enough to imagine the future, powerful enough to build civilizations, powerful enough to love, but also powerful enough to create enemies, even when those enemies looked exactly like us. Because the first battlefield in human history was not a valley. It was not a cave. It was not the ground where ancient warriors fought. It was inside the human mind. And thousands of years later, that battle is still happening. The question is not whether humans are capable of destroying each other. History already answered that. The real question is, can humanity finally defeat the enemy that has always been living inside itself?